There's a lot of debate about what the Bible says about how the world came into existence. And there are really smart and passionate men and women on both sides who deserve respect. But before we can approach biblical passages with questions about science, we must first ask, what do these passages say about God? Because first and foremost, the Bible is a story about God, a God who saves and invites all to follow him. In ancient times when Genesis was written, there were many Mesopotamian legends about how the world came into existence. Many of these myths revolved around violent conflicts between competing little g gods, and these myths suggested humans were created to serve the gods. The Bible tells a very different story, though. Genesis describes a God who had no competition and shaped the world not with violence, but with creativity and imagination. This God brought peace to chaos and order to disorder. And this all-powerful, imaginative God created men and women as the crown jewels of his new world, to be partners in naming the animals and caring for the earth. And when men and women made a huge mistake, this God did not smite them as the little g gods would have done, but instead, he searched them out. He put into motion his plan to rescue them from the world of evil and wickedness. So when we approach debates about how the world came into existence, we must honor what the biblical creation story says about God. That he is an imaginative and peacemaking creator. He is a God who created humans for relationships, both with him and with one another, to be co-laborers in caring for his creation. This doesn't mean we can't hold passionate interpretations of what the Bible says about science. Far from it. But it does mean that if we are going to step into our identity as those made in the image of God, our conversations should mirror the God who led the world to peace and order instead of chaos and disorder. Because even if we get the science wrong, we can still discover the God who pursues us and does whatever it takes to rescue us and the world that he created.